Qatar, a name whispered with a mix of awe and envy. It's a small nation that has, in the space of a generation, become synonymous with extraordinary wealth. Skyscrapers pierce the sky, reaching for the heavens as if in competition with the very clouds. Luxury cars, the kind most people only dream of, glide effortlessly down immaculate highways. Every corner, every detail speaks of prosperity. Qatar's economic rise is a tale almost too fantastic to believe. But what lies beneath this dazzling exterior? What happens when the sun sets on this glittering cityscape? For many Qatari women, this contrast is particularly stark. They are caught in a society undergoing a rapid and often jarring transformation, where the pull of tradition clashes with the allure of modernity. In Qatar, even consumption becomes an art form, a carefully curated experience designed to dazzle and delight. The country's malls are not merely places to shop, they are destinations in their own right, sprawling temples of commerce and leisure where the boundaries between the two blur into a seamless, air-conditioned wonderland. Step inside the cool marble embrace of Villaggio Mall, and you'll find yourself transported to another world. Yet, for all its embrace of the new and the modern, Qatar remains deeply rooted in its past. The desert, with its harsh beauty and unforgiving climate, is not just a geographical feature, it is woven into the very fabric of Qatari identity. Nowhere is this connection more evident than in Souk Waqif, Doha's oldest marketplace. Education has been a cornerstone of Qatar's modernization efforts, a key pillar in its transformation from a sleepy backwater into a global powerhouse. The country has invested heavily in its people, recognizing that its greatest resource lies not beneath the desert sands, but in the minds of its citizens. Nowhere is this commitment to education more evident than in Education City, a sprawling complex on the outskirts of Doha. Yet, even as Qatari women scale the heights of academia and shatter glass ceilings in the workplace, they find themselves walking a tightrope, balancing the demands of their newfound freedoms with the weight of deeply ingrained societal expectations. While they are encouraged to pursue their education and their careers, traditional values surrounding marriage and family life remain strong. Marriage in Qatar is more than just a personal choice. It is a societal expectation, a rite of passage that marks a woman's transition into adulthood. Within this landscape of progress and tradition, a quiet and unsettling trend has emerged in Qatar, a growing imbalance in the marriage market. As Qatari women embrace education and professional opportunities, their potential pool of partners is shrinking. This is not due to a lack of eligible men, but rather a complex interplay of cultural expectations and evolving social dynamics. This growing imbalance in the marriage market has given rise to what some are calling a silent epidemic of loneliness among Qatari women. Behind the gleaming facades of Doha, behind the smiles and the perfectly curated Instagram feeds, a different reality is unfolding. Many women find themselves grappling with a profound sense of isolation, their accomplishments overshadowed by the societal pressure to marry and have children. To understand the human cost of this silent epidemic, we need to listen to the stories of those living it. Aisha, a 32-year-old Qatari woman with a thriving career in finance, exemplifies this struggle. Fatima, a 35-year-old teacher deeply invested in her community, shares a similar experience. The loneliness epidemic among Qatari women is a symptom of a society in flux, grappling with the growing pains of rapid modernization. Addressing this issue requires more than just acknowledging its existence. It demands a fundamental shift in perspective, a willingness to engage in open and honest dialogue about the challenges facing Qatari women. Community leaders, religious figures, and families all have a role to play in creating a more supportive environment for women, regardless of their marital status. The weight of tradition rests heavily on the shoulders of Qatari society. Like an intricate tapestry woven over generations, tradition dictates the rhythm of life, the contours of relationships, and the very essence of what it means to be Qatari. This intricate dance between past and present is particularly evident in the realm of marriage, a cornerstone of Qatari society where ancient customs intersect with the realities of a rapidly modernizing world. Within this traditional framework, marriage is viewed as a sacred union, a bond that extends far beyond the couple themselves, intertwining families, tribes, and legacies. It is seen as a vital thread in the social fabric, ensuring the continuity of lineage, the preservation of cultural values, and the stability of the community as a whole. This deeply ingrained perspective carries immense significance, shaping not only personal aspirations, but also societal expectations. For generations, marriages in Qatar have been carefully orchestrated affairs, often arranged between families with a keen eye on shared heritage, social standing, and tribal affiliations. This meticulous approach reflects a deep-seated belief in the importance of preserving cultural homogeneity, ensuring that the values and traditions passed down through centuries remain intact. Within this context, marrying within one's tribe or nationality is not merely a preference, but a deeply ingrained societal norm. However, as the winds of change sweep across Qatar, these traditional notions of marriage are facing unprecedented challenges. The nation's rapid economic growth, coupled with its increasing exposure to global influences, has sparked a gradual yet undeniable shift in societal norms and individual aspirations. Young Qataris, armed with world-class educations and exposed to a wider range of perspectives, are beginning to question long-held assumptions about love, marriage, and personal fulfillment. The question now arises, can these cherished traditions adapt to accommodate the evolving desires of a new generation? Or will they become an insurmountable barrier to personal happiness and societal harmony? Qatar finds itself at a crossroads, its identity in flux caught between the comforting familiarity of its heritage and the allure of a globalized future. The nation's remarkable economic transformation has ushered in a wave of modernization, bringing with it not only material prosperity but also a kaleidoscope of cultures, ideas, and perspectives. This influx of influences, while enriching, presents a unique set of challenges, particularly in the realm of marriage and family life. The rise of cross-cultural marriages, once a rarity in Qatar, is perhaps the most visible manifestation of this evolving social landscape. As Qatari men increasingly choose partners from different nationalities and backgrounds, it signals a growing acceptance of diversity, a willingness to embrace the richness that comes from blending traditions and perspectives. These unions, however, are not without their complexities, often challenging long-held assumptions about cultural identity and societal cohesion. For some, these intercultural marriages are seen as a natural progression, a testament to Qatar's growing openness and its embrace of globalization. They argue that such unions, far from diluting Qatari culture, actually enrich it, infusing it with new ideas, customs, and traditions. They envision a future where Qatar's identity evolves organically, embracing its heritage while celebrating the diversity of its people. Others, however, view these trends with a sense of apprehension, concerned that the rapid pace of change could erode the very essence of what it means to be Qatari. They worry that as cross-cultural marriages become more commonplace, traditional values and customs might gradually fade, replaced by a more homogenized, globalized culture. This tension between preserving heritage and embracing change lies at the heart of Qatar's identity struggle. The allure of Qatar's wealth extends far beyond its gleaming skyscrapers and luxurious lifestyle. It has also created a complex web of economic pressures and expectations, particularly when it comes to marriage. The traditional practice of dowry, deeply ingrained in Qatari culture, has undergone a significant transformation in recent decades, becoming increasingly extravagant and, for many, financially burdensome. In the past, dowry served as a symbolic gesture of the groom's commitment to providing for his bride, a tangible expression of his ability to care for his family. However, as Qatar's wealth has grown, so too has the expectation of lavish dowries. often involving substantial sums of money, opulent gifts, and extravagant wedding celebrations. This shift, while intended to honor the bride and her family, has inadvertently created a financial barrier for many young Qatari men, particularly those from less affluent backgrounds. The pressure to provide a lavish dowry can be overwhelming, leading some men to delay marriage or to seek partners from countries where dowry expectations are less exorbitant. This trend, while driven in part by economic realities, further contributes to the imbalance in the marriage market, making it even more challenging for Qatari women to find suitable partners within their own cultural context. Moreover, the rising cost of living in Qatar, while a testament to its economic success, has also placed additional strain on young couples. The expectation of maintaining a certain lifestyle, one that aligns with Qatar's image of affluence and prosperity, can be daunting. From luxurious accommodations to designer clothing and frequent travel, the trappings of wealth come at a price, often requiring both partners to contribute significantly to maintain their desired standard of living. Qatar stands at a pivotal moment in its history, its future uncertain yet full of possibilities. As the nation grapples with the complexities of rapid modernization, it must find a way to navigate the delicate balance between preserving its rich cultural heritage and embracing the evolving aspirations of its people. The path forward requires open dialogue, a willingness to challenge long-held assumptions, and a commitment to creating a more inclusive and equitable society. One crucial step in this journey involves addressing the societal pressures surrounding marriage, particularly for women. Creating a space where women feel empowered to pursue their aspirations, whether they choose to marry or not, is essential. This requires challenging the stigma associated with being single, celebrating the successes of women in all aspects of life, and fostering a culture where their contributions are valued regardless of their marital status. Equally important is the need to address the economic barriers to marriage, particularly the issue of exorbitant dowry expectations. Encouraging a return to the symbolic nature of dowry, rather than its current emphasis on material wealth, could alleviate the financial burden on young men and make marriage a more attainable goal for all. Promoting financial literacy and responsible spending habits among young couples could also contribute to a more sustainable and fulfilling family life. Furthermore, fostering a national dialogue that embraces both tradition and modernity is crucial. This involves creating platforms for open and honest conversations about the challenges and opportunities facing Qatari society. Encouraging intergenerational dialogue, where the wisdom of elders is respected while the voices of younger generations are heard, can help bridge the gap between past and present, forging a path toward a future that honors Qatar's heritage while embracing the realities of a globalized world. Ultimately, Qatar's success in navigating this crossroads will depend on its ability to harness the collective wisdom and aspirations of its people. By creating a society that values individual fulfillment while preserving its cultural identity, Qatar can serve as a model for other nations grappling with the complexities of modernization and globalization. The journey will undoubtedly be challenging, but the rewards of creating a more just, equitable, and harmonious society are immeasurable. The silent tension gripping Qatar's marriage market reverberates beyond individual hearts. It echoes through the very fabric of Qatari society, signaling a generational shift with profound implications for the nation's future. As more Qatari women embrace higher education and carve their paths in the professional world, they redefine the traditional roles that have long defined womanhood within their culture. This shift, while empowering for individual women, creates ripples of change that are reshaping the very foundation of Qatari families and, in turn, the nation itself. Traditionally, Qatari society, like many cultures across the globe, has viewed women as the heart of the home. Their roles as wives and mothers have been central to their identities, their lives largely confined to the domestic sphere. However, as educational opportunities have expanded, Qatari women have stepped outside the traditional boundaries, venturing into careers once considered the exclusive domain of men. This newfound independence has ignited a profound shift in their aspirations. leading many to prioritize personal fulfillment and professional growth alongside or even ahead of marriage and family. This shift in priorities has created a generational divide within Qatari families. Older generations, raised with a deep reverence for tradition, often struggle to reconcile the aspirations of their daughters and granddaughters with the societal norms they hold dear. They worry that delaying marriage or prioritizing careers will lead to unhappiness, social isolation, and a break from the cherished customs that have held their families and their culture together for generations. The younger generation, however, sees the world through a different lens, one shaped by globalization, technology, and a growing awareness of the opportunities that lie beyond traditional roles. The implications of this generational shift extend far beyond individual families, reaching into the very heart of Qatari culture and identity. As more Qatari men choose partners from outside their cultural sphere, it raises questions about the future of Qatari traditions, values, and even the Arabic language itself. Will these cross-cultural unions dilute the rich heritage that has defined Qatar for centuries, or will they usher in a new era of cultural fusion, one that embraces diversity while preserving the essence of Qatari identity? This question sparks heated debate within Qatari society. Some view these trends with a sense of alarm, concerned that the rapid pace of change could erode the very fabric of their culture, leading to a loss of national identity. They worry that as younger generations adopt different customs and languages, the unique traditions and values that have bound Qataris together for centuries could gradually fade away. Others, however, embrace this cultural evolution, seeing it as a natural and even positive consequence of globalization. They argue that Qatar has always been a melting pot of cultures, its history shaped by trade, migration, and interaction with the outside world. They believe that embracing diversity, rather than fearing it, will only strengthen Qatar's identity, enriching it with new perspectives, ideas, and traditions. They envision a future where Qatar remains deeply rooted in its heritage, while embracing its role as a global citizen, a bridge between East and West. The economic paradox of Qatar is a tale of two realities. On the one hand, the nation boasts extraordinary wealth, fueled by its vast reserves of natural gas and oil. Its citizens enjoy a high standard of living, with access to world-class healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Yet beneath this veneer of prosperity lies a growing economic divide, one that is exacerbating the challenges facing Qatari men and women as they navigate the complexities of marriage and family life in the 21st century. The traditional practice of dowry, once a symbolic gesture of commitment, has become increasingly extravagant in recent decades, fueled by Qatar's economic boom. Lavish weddings, opulent gifts, and the expectation of providing a luxurious lifestyle have become the norm, placing immense financial pressure on young Qatari men, particularly those from less affluent backgrounds. This burden can delay marriage, discourage young men from marrying within their cultural circle, and contribute to the growing imbalance in the marriage market. For Qatari women, the economic realities are equally complex. While many embrace education and enter the workforce, they often face a gender pay gap and societal expectations that prioritize their roles as wives and mothers. This can create a difficult choice for women to prioritize their careers and risk delaying marriage or forego professional aspirations to fulfill traditional roles. The economic pressures on both men and women further complicate the already intricate dance of courtship and marriage in Qatar. Qatar stands at a crossroads, its future uncertain yet full of possibilities. The nation's remarkable journey from a humble pearl-diving community to a global economic powerhouse is a testament to its ambition, resilience, and ability to embrace change. Yet, this very transformation has created new challenges, forcing Qatar to confront complex questions about its identity, its values, and its place in a rapidly changing world. The choices Qatar makes today will shape its destiny for generations to come. Will it cling tightly to tradition, seeking to preserve its cultural heritage in the face of globalization's relentless tide? Or will it embrace a more fluid and inclusive identity, one that draws strength from its past while adapting to the realities of a more interconnected world? The path forward will require careful consideration, open dialogue, and a willingness to embrace both the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead. The stories of Qatar's loneliest women, though often whispered in hushed tones, offer a glimpse into the heart of this struggle. They remind us that progress is not measured solely by economic indicators or architectural marvels, but by the well-being and fulfillment of all citizens. As Qatar charts its course into the future, it must find a way to balance its economic success with the social and emotional needs of its people, creating a society that honors its past while embracing the possibilities of a more inclusive and equitable future. Qatar's story is a tapestry woven with threads of ambition, tradition, and the relentless pursuit of progress. Its shimmering skyscrapers, opulent malls, and world-class infrastructure stand as testaments to its extraordinary economic ascent. Yet beneath this dazzling facade lies a more nuanced reality, one where the echoes of ancient customs reverberate through the corridors of modern life, shaping the dreams, desires, and destinies of its people. Qatar's journey is a poignant reminder that true progress cannot be measured solely by GDP or architectural grandeur. It is instead reflected in the well-being of its citizens, in their ability to find love, connection, and a sense of belonging within the evolving tapestry of their nation. The stories we have explored, the voices we have heard, reveal a society grappling with the complexities of rapid transformation. Qatari women, caught between the allure of modernity and the weight of tradition, are forging new paths, redefining what it means to be a woman in the 21st century. Their journeys, though often fraught with challenges, are a testament to their resilience, their unwavering spirit, and their determination to create a future where their voices are heard and their aspirations are valued. Qatar's experience serves as a microcosm of the challenges facing many nations across the globe as they navigate the often turbulent waters of globalization and cultural change. It compels us to ask ourselves, what is the true measure of a nation's success? Is it to be found in the relentless pursuit of economic growth, or is it something more profound, something that speaks to the very essence of human connection and belonging? As Qatar charts its course into the future, the choices it makes will have far-reaching implications, not only for its own people, but for the broader world watching closely. Will it find a way to honor its rich heritage while embracing the possibilities of a more inclusive and equitable future? The answer to this question lies not in grand pronouncements, but in the quiet courage of individuals, in their willingness to challenge the status quo, to embrace dialogue, and to build bridges of understanding across the divides of generation, culture, and aspiration. It is in these acts of everyday courage, in the choices we make, the stories we share, and the connections we forge that the true measure of a nation's soul can be found.